This is now the A37, the evolution from the 139 Abarth. It was quite a different car. It was the first car that was really, probably truly a rally competition car. It was not a base model in the sense that they used the Lancia Montecarlo shell, but they essentially just took the centre cockpit, modified the back of it, but really the car was actually connected by tubular space frames, both front, rear, and connecting to the roll cage and internally. And that's why I think this car is actually achievable. As we go around, you'll notice that the car is quite rusted, and the story on this one is that it was tanked and acid dipped, and then eventually it was left outside in the rain. So after I cut it up, after I tank it, I'll be able to make a good assessment of the body. But when you think about the structural content of the car, and I heard the words in rallying about integrity of the chassis, and it's very true. It's important to get the strength and the bits right, and that is the A pillar, the B pillar, the C pillar, the firewall. And if those things are right, then essentially the rest is maybe a little bit superficial to the outside of the car, because the space tubular frame on the front, space tubular frame on the rear connects into the roll cage. Therefore, this is just hanging on the outside of the car. And this is why I think this car, as much as it is rusted, I'm hoping you're going to enjoy the journey as we go along and see whether it can actually be turned into an 037 Rally, Lancia Rally, and I think it'll be a beautiful car to drive once it's finished. As you can see, this is the centre of the Monte Carlo. This is the bit I actually need of the car. So the A pillar is good, the B pillar is good, and the C pillar is good. The inside of the car, as you can see, is fairly rusted. It actually has no floor in it. In fact, what's left of the floor I actually do need to cut out. As I said, there is a lot of people around the world who have parts and bits and pieces, and I've been lucky enough to get onto a supplier in Italy who still actually makes original Monte Carlo floors. So the plan will be to replace the floor. The 037 to the Monte Carlo did use this centre cockpit. It's the only bit they actually did use. So the front gets cut off, the rear gets cut off, and this bit here at the back there also gets cut out, and that is severely rusted as well. So for me, it's actually about getting the firewall and the pillars and the inside right, and then the rest is actually cut out and refabricated with the 037 material. It's a different shape internally. It gives a bit of extra room in the back for the bigger motor. Obviously going from a east-west to a north-south is the difference in the Monte Carlo to the 037. And I'll be looking at trying to replace things like sills and making sure that the integrity of the car actually does remain. But as I said, the roll cage is connected to the front and the rear, so really the stuff that you're looking at on the outside of the roll cage is some way just hanging there as a to make it look like a car, maybe. That might be the way to describe it. But it is definitely needs a bit of work, and as I cut the front and back off, which you'll see in the next episode, then we'll take it off and get it tanked, and then we'll start the rebuilding process of the centre tub.